What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Those of you guys who celebrate Thanksgiving, and those of you guys who don't, I hope you guys had some time off from work and school, whatever, and it was good for you guys. With that, today we're going to talk about what SAOIF needs to be bringing with, or a little bit after, the 1 year anniversary. And so if you haven't guessed it by the title of this video, we are going to discuss bringing in PvP. So with that, that's going to be right after the intro, because, you know, we're not sponsored by anything. So, yeah. Alright, guys. So, like I stated, today we're going to be talking about PvP in SAOIF and why they need to be bringing it to the game. First off, the game has now, or in Japan, the game's been out for a year. As you know, we're celebrating our first year anniversary. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that they don't have any hints of any sort of PvP at all in this game. But we need it. We need it so much because, because the endgame content, let's be honest, is very lacking. But adding PvP in this game would bring a new fresher breath air, or a brand new breath of life to this game in a way that we haven't seen before. Yes, they announced burst skills, and burst skills, as cool as they are, as hype as they are, it's not going to be enough to actually improve the quality of the game. Not saying that the quality is bad, because it's not, but it could be better, and PvP is one of those things that would be able to bring it to the highest possible quality that they can have in this game. Now, the way that this game is set up, it's in this interesting position to bring forth a different type of PvP than what we're used to. We're talking like live combat, not against a computer player, but live combat against other people. Now, what they could do, they could have 3 different types of PvP in this game. So the first things first, they could have dueling. Okay, regular dueling, meaning that you're in the, in a community area, or like a starter area, a safe zone. So like the first town, or they even have a coliseum. Like they have like a coliseum looking type of place, but they don't utilize it. So they could have it there. Although let's save that for the next one that I'm actually going to talk about. Dueling in a safe zone, meaning that you're not fighting to the death. You're fighting to whoever hits 1 HP first. Now, what that could do is that could give us a way to test our new skills. It could give us a way to see how resistant our armor is. Give us a way to basically prepare for competition, so to speak. And they could do it so that way, like you could fight legitimately a level 1 player and be level 100, but not have to worry about killing the player or anything like that, just to showcase, hey, look, this is what is in store for you, new player, when you get to my level type of deal. And I think that's a really cool concept that they could introduce into the game. Now, that brings us into the next segue into the next part, and that is preparing for combat. So the next part, going back to that arena, that arena section, or if they want to make a new coliseum type of place, they could. Now, when you do something like that, now you introduce arena duels. Now you're dueling the same way you would have, the way that you would have dueled in a safe zone, but you're dueling now for competition. They can have weekly rankings, and you're fighting against live players. You're not fighting against, bots. You're not fighting against AI controlled or swarms of mobs. No, you're fighting one-on-one or team battles if you want, bro. Okay. With this whole Coliseum concept, we could talk further about this in a different video. But just really quick, I just want to put this out and for you guys to imagine really fast, how cool would it be to have a Coliseum for PvP 1v1, 3v3, 5v5, or guild battles? Now, in order to do guild battles, it'd probably be maximum 10 people at a time fighting each other, because having 30 people is kind of hard to do for most guilds. So having 10 people in guild battles fighting each other, and basically it's guild wars. You would take your 10 people, you register your 10 people, and then you would go into the queue, and then when the queue pops up for you to fight another guild, boom, you get teleported to fight that guild. So everybody would have to be on at the same time. Yes, I get it. It's sometimes it's hard to do, but if you have that commitment, you have 10 people online, boom, you go and you fight. Same thing 5v5 or 6v6, because you can have a party of 6. So 6v6, that would work too. That would be really cool to do. 1v1, 3v3, that type of deal. I just knocked over my mic. And then you compete, and there's different tier rewards. So if you're doing 1v1, you get your rewards for 1v1. 3v3 rewards for 3v3, and so on and so forth. So you have your guild ranks. At the end of the week, it tallies up your points for each individual tier or section, whatever you want to call it, that you competed in, and it would give you your rewards for each one of those. Meaning they could give Arcana, they could give Coal, they could give Release Crystals, everything that we need in this game. It would give us a way to farm it on a regular weekly basis, and I think that would be so cool to have in this game. Now, there's other things that they can put in there, which actually I'm going to talk about in another video, but I mentioned it before, the whole master system. They could implement the master system that I mentioned, which that's going to be the video that we're going to talk about. We're going to go further into the master system, what I believe that they could implement it into the game to make it better, and they could have PvP skills or PvP rewards that give you skills, meaning that if you want to max out this skill, you have to play PvP, and the better you do in PvP, the more copies of that skill that you would get. Similar to how, I hate to say it, but #BadGame, similar to how Dokkan Battle does their World Tournament rewards. You play the World Tournament, you get a copy of the card. And the better you do in the World Tournament, the more copies of that card that you get. Well, they could do a similar sense. You play PvP, the better you do, the more copies of that skill you get to limit break it. So that way you don't have to spend your precious memoriam meters in order to limit break that skill. I think that would be fantastic, and that makes it free to play friendly, because PvP in this game, it's not like other games. There will be no broken skill set, and the reason why is because the way that it would work is obviously your armor or your defense would come into play. So like you would have your defense, you would be able to dodge skills because you can freely move about. There's no homing skills, there's no locking on or anything. You can dodge everything in this game. And then the thing is, obviously they would have to adjust it a little bit, because the way that skills currently work is if you hit an enemy once with the skill, even though they get out of the range of the skill, they still get the full effect, or they get hit with the full combo. So obviously they would have to change this. So you use a skill, if you get hit once but you get out of the range of the skill, then it wouldn't hit you with the consecutive hits. So it'll only hit you when you're actually getting hit by the character. So changing it like that would make it so much more competitive. It would make it so much different than it currently is, because now you're not going to be using those skills that have like 10 hits or 8 hits or whatever. You're not going to want those long animations, because that leaves you vulnerable when fighting other people. You would want those quick 1-2 hit skills. You would want the magical girl Yuki. You would want the brave beater Kirito, although even that's like 5 hits. That would bring life back to like Candy Yuki. Things like that, where it's just a quick ability and you're good because you can like activate your ability and dodge, like keep on moving and fighting each other. I think that would be so cool, because then on top of that, your passives would change too, because of your combat. So you set your skills and your passives before you go into battle. You're not going to change them in battle, because you try to change them in battle, you're dead. So it's things that I really would love to see them put into this game. It would make things so much better. And then the last but not least for the PvP that they could add to this game is player killing. I know a lot of people have been wanting player killing. They need to put player killing in this game, and the way that they could do it effectively, okay? Because I understand that people would be turned off if you're level 100, for example, and you're just camping player killing level 1s or level 5s or whatever, because that sucks. So what they could do for player killing is make it so you can only player kill people within 5 levels of yourself, meaning 5 levels above, 5 levels below. So for example, if I'm level 85, I can't go fight a level 70 person or a level 75. I can fight a level 80 and I can fight a level 90. So you do it that way to make it a fair fight for player killing, and it would be really cool. It'd be a lot of fun to do, because then you could just like mess around in a different way in the game. And like, for example, like if you're sitting in your guild and you're like, oh man, this guy really pissed me off, he killed me the other day, you can go to your guild and be like, let's put a bounty on their heads, and just go and like take your guild to go hunt that one player, like, and then it would tell you. So if like you put a bounty on a specific person, it could tell you that that person's online. It's not going to tell you where they are, but it'll tell you that person is currently online, and then you go and you start hunting that person. I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be really interesting to see the way that it could work out, because at the same time, again, going back to the, you know, nobody would be severely OP when it comes to PvP, unless of course they're modding. But if you're modding, it's easier to catch you if you introduce PvP. But you know, it'd be strictly up to player skill at that point, because you can dodge, you can attack, you can do your skills, you can heal effectively with certain skills. So it's a matter of survivability. And then it would bring new life into older skills, or skills that we didn't think about maybe using before. Because then it's like, okay, so now we got assassin type players that they're using dagger skills. Why? Because daggers poison, they bleed, they do a lot of status effects. The more stacks you have, the more damage they're gonna do, because they'll consume those stacks and do a lot of damage to you. So then what do? You put like what is it, hair arranged Lizbeth or whatever it's called. So now your defense goes up because you have a status effect. So they try to attack you, they're gonna do less damage to you. It's stuff like that that would make it a lot more interesting to be able to play this game, especially when we get to end game, or you know, current end game content. Meaning, new floor gets released, we finish the floor, what's left? Do the events that they release periodically every week. That's pretty much the same thing over and over, and it's rinse and repeat. But adding PvP in this way, having the 3 different types of PvP, would really, really, really bring something new, something more to this game. With that, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, hit that bell notification because YouTube sucks, and I will catch you all later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.